Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we currently need to get taking back these territories. Now, we could raid for some prestige. I don't necessarily think that's the best idea. There is an army out over here currently fighting that we would be hostile to. What I really want to do is find... Actually, we're not hostile to them. Hang on. I thought that this was the same thing, but apparently not, or maybe it's because they're retreating. Either way, it doesn't really matter. If we did raid down here, though, we would be hostile to these guys, which is intriguing. I would rather fight enemies at this point in order to gain some prestige. So let's raise our raiders. We'll raid just here, and then we'll head up over this way and see about fighting these guys. Okay, so we're going to head on down and get this raiding going. We'll be hostile to them, and that will allow us to build up a fair amount of prestige. That'll be ideal, because we need the prestige to take back these three, and we want to hold those ourselves. So that's fine. How old are we right now? We are currently 15? Okay. Seems okay. We are going to take these guys down, no problem whatsoever. That'll net us a good amount of prestige. From there, I'd like to come directly up to here and eliminate these guys. That'll be in 2 months, so that'll be fine, assuming that they don't walk away from the siege, which they shouldn't, and that'll be great. So this battle is 221 prestige. That sounds good. We're at 349 right now. Would any of these just give us their title without actually rebelling? This guy would. Do it. Okay, so we're going to get that. Fantastic. And that gives us Worodugu, which we, of course, want to immediately get our marshal to increase control in. So we'll get started on that. No problem whatsoever. And we're going to fight these guys. That'll net us some additional prestige as well. So that gives us 211 piety and 422 prestige. That is a lot of prestige. There's this force up over here that we're hostile to. There's also these guys. I'm just kind of shopping around for additional prestige at this point. I think we'll head up here. Hang on. We're going to fight here. I absolutely want to fight these guys. Beautiful. That should give us all of the prestige we need. For now, anyway. We stack wiped that, and that was worth 566 prestige. Beautiful. We don't care about gold so much right now. We just need the prestige. So we're going to put these guys down, and at this point, we want to revoke this guy's title, or this guy's title. Both of these would end up joining, but I don't think this guy would. So these aren't going to be combined together. But this is okay. I'm going to revoke this guy's title. He is not going to accept this, and we're going to raise all of our forces right here. So he declares war, obviously. He was always going to. I'm going to do this to get our siege started, but I'm also going to eliminate this guy's armies as soon as possible. So we're going to split these guys right on off, and they're going to head down here with, say, this guy as the leader. That'll be absolutely fine. Downward we go. He's actually heading off this way, which is mildly awkward, but I guess that's fine. We'll see about fighting him there. And there's not much he can do about this. Beautiful. Unfortunately, we didn't capture him, but let's head on back. He's the war leader, and this is his only territory, so this should end the war. We did just come of age, and that is noted. So we need to end the entrenched regency. It looks like we need to swing the scales first because he did get up to level 5, so we can't do this. But we'll spend some gold, end the entrenched regency, offer him gold, 84% chance that he leaves. And he did. Fantastic. So no problem whatsoever there. I'm going to grab, not intrigue, a learning lifestyle focus, with that being scholarship. Okay. I also want to, as long as we're on that, I want to do advanced research here to boost up our monthly lifestyle experience by 8%. That'll be fine. Okay, so we find ourselves at 11% war score right now. Who all is in this? So Houseland and Ganja. Noted. We just discovered currency, and that's fine. I'm going to split these guys back off. I just grouped them together, but we shouldn't have. So I'm going to split them back off here, and they're going to head up over this way with this guy in charge. Cool. So Boron will be under our control very shortly. That should end the war, I think. But we're heading up here just in case it doesn't. Only 30% war score from that. Okay. Well, we'll go siege Ganja. That's fine. We have a backup plan. But this is his only title. I really thought that that would end the war. Interesting. Very, very fascinating. Now, we are a level 4 legitimacy ruler, so that is absolutely great. And I do want to head up this way. So Houseland is already in this. That is absolutely noted. We're going to start up this siege and chase down this army if we can. They are definitely running away from us. We might be better off coming up here, actually. They might already be going there, and that would allow us to cut this off a little bit. An irrigated oasis in Kong. 20% development growth. You know what? That's pretty good. Do it. So that is absolutely wonderful. We are currently at development 14, growing by 1.7 per month. This is not going up as much as it could be because, of course, we have the minus 2.07 existing development penalty, which is going to cap out at 20. For now, though, I still want to work on that, and we won that battle. Perfect. We're going to attack out over here. Looks great. We'll stack wipe this. That puts us at 80% war score. Okay, we finished that up. We're going to have to come out over this way. We have ticking war score on our side now. We can definitely put this guy in as our steward. He's not very good at the job. We're at 5 out of 5 domain as well. So we, of course, need to get married. And we absolutely want someone who is a high-level steward. Skill 19 is not very high. And she's a commoner. That's not great. Let's wait until after the war and see if we have a few more options while we're not at war with some of our vassals. That would be ideal. So for now, we'll see what crops up. And I suppose we could marry her temporarily. Well, not even temporarily. Well, no, we don't want to do this because that reduces our legitimacy level. She's just not a good option because of the legitimacy. So that's not going to work. Noted. We can be more vigilant. That's absolutely a good thing. How loyal is our spy master? He's actually quite loyal. Okay. And we just want him to disrupt schemes. Absolutely. So this siege is going to be done in about 20 days. That looks solid. There we go. This war is good enough to being over, and we'll enforce those demands. Perfect. There we go. And these troops can be disabled, or rather disbanded. We don't need to have them raised. So head on home. There we go. Perfect. So now we're going to need to revoke this guy's title. Now, we're going to be above our domain limit here. That's understood. And I do want to find ourselves, ideally, a good, solid spouse here. These are terrible. Absolutely terrible on the stewardship. We do see a skill 18 that we could marry. This would be our primary spouse for now. But if we find someone better to do the managed domain, we may have to do that. This only brings us to 6 of 6. So getting up to 6 of 7 would be very, very good. So we'll just have to find somebody else. This is acceptable. This is also acceptable. So that seems okay for now. We're going to need to revoke this guy's title. Okay, this is our courtier here. Skill 10 stewardship. We're going to sell it. Fantastic. Okay, so we really do need to get our stewardship up a little bit. Our current steward is not very good at the job. We're not that high on stewardship either. So that is definitely noted. And our wife is not particularly amazing at stewardship either. We'd like to find somebody who's at least 20 plus. Now, I do want to get this guy out of here. Ooh, 150 prestige. I do want to get this guy out of here. Who all will join this? Just him. Okay. Should be nice and quick. We'll drop a rally point here, raising all of our forces there. Cool. When minds collide, huh? Okay, that's fine. He declared war, and actually, he was already fighting us, so that's perfect. Sure, I guess our wife can be bejeweled. That's probably not going to get her any additional stewardship, but it'll do for now. We need to get our domain limit up. That's the core issue at this moment. Our High Queen could get 10 opinion, or intrigue +1 and hostile scheme power and resistance. We're going to do that. We don't want to get murdered. That would be bad. So we're currently getting raided. I'm not too concerned about that. We need to get this siege completed for the moment. And that's not going to be particularly difficult. Our courtier is still trying to seduce us, and I mean, we are lustful. But no, we're not going to do that. So that's fine for now. I want to check in over here. Is there anyone who's turned up who's higher stewardship? That's a negative. 17 is the best for now. We might gain a learning lifestyle perk here. Okay. We'll see what ends up happening with that. We should probably change off of learning lifestyle if we can't find better stewardship, though. Okay. Without incident, we gained 100 experience. Cool. We could import the seaweed. Or we could use lead to sweeten wines instead. We're probably not going to do that. I'm going to pay the 70 gold. I think that probably gives us the best chance. So let's begin the experiment, and we're going to try to turn lead into gold. We gain a learning lifestyle point, we got some gold out of it, and 350 prestige. So that is fantastic. We're going to immediately grab scientific. So when can we change our focus? Not for another 3 years. Okay. I was intending on relying on our wife to get us up to 7 domain limit. It appears that that may not be a viable option. But we'll see. So this siege is about 4 months left here. That's looking solid. And how are we doing on increase in control over here? So we're at 68. I mean, that definitely needs to continue to come up. We are currently about to reach 15 development in our capital. There we go. That's 15 development. We will be capped at 20. We'll set aside these childish thoughts. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got about 20 days left here. And we're going to take this over. We will be over our domain limit, which is definitely not ideal, but we want to hold our own domain. No doubt about that. So enforce those demands, disband our troops, and we are going to revoke your title. Fantastic. So that's absolutely fine. We also gained some legitimacy. We are above our domain limit, which is fully expected. That was always going to be the case. So obviously we have too few spouses, low county control. That will all need to be dealt with. We do need to station some of these. So the light horsemen should be stationed in, looks like here. It's the best place for them anyway. I don't know that that's actually where we want them to be, though. I think we wanted them to go, like, up over here or something. Let's unstation these. Can we unstation them? Right-click to remove the stationed holding. Okay, so the bowmen are going to be stationed here. The Guinean uplanders are going to be stationed probably down here. Although, we could probably put them here. There's currently longhouses and skirmishers here. If we wanted to increase this, palisades would not boost up skirmishers. So the skirmishers were definitely intended to be stationed here. So we'll do that. Next up would be the pikemen. They would end up going probably in Boron. So what do we have here right now? Market villages and longhouses? Well, that's definitely not intended to have pikemen stationed in them. Okay, so these would be stationed then most likely in Laraba, but I suspect we hadn't finished getting that converted over. Spearmen and spearmen, yes. So this needs to be activated, and we need the control level to be brought up. Okay, so then we need the light horsemen, and those are intended to be stationed likely in Boron, I think. We don't really have anything that increases the light cavalry, like, at all. Correct. So that doesn't matter where they get stationed. Okay, that seems fine. We're going to be restoring our men-at-arms for a little bit here. We need to be working up our control levels. We'll gain some prestige there. That'll be fine. And we need to get our domain limit up, right? That's definitely a thing that needs to happen. Let's check in on the spouse situation. It's not great. We can grab planned cultivation here. And I'd love to be able to change over our perk over to stewardship. I feel like we need to do that in order to get our domain limit up. If that's the case, we should probably fill out our remaining wives, which is not, of course, necessarily ideal, but we'll just do that for now. I'm going to leave one slot open here, just in case we manage to find somebody who is a solid steward. But for now, that's not a thing that exists. Okay. This is an acceptable ransom. We do, of course, need to work on putting the Kingdom of Guinea, or rather the Empire of Guinea, back together. I went through and counted off camera, and Guinea and Akan have exactly the same number of counties. That said, oh, they're all in Guinea. Okay, never mind. I was going to say some of these are probably in Mali. They are not. So to that end, I do want to get one of these subjugated, and Guinea is probably the one that we're going to subjugate. That said, I wonder, if we did the kingdom conquest down here, that would only be missing out on 1, 2, 3, 4, as opposed to Akan, which has a lot more kingdoms within it. Okay, so we should do the subjugation on Akan and a kingdom conquest on Guinea. That's the way that this should go. So I'm going to declare that, and we are going to raise up our troops right here. There we go. Troops are being raised. We see their army heading towards us, and I want to split off all of our men-at-arms and all of our knights. I'm not going to bring levy troops down this way, but I am going to put this guy in charge. Levy troops are going to walk down here and start up a siege. Okay, our spouse is wondering how we want to invest. We probably want to increase development growth in Com. Yes, we're going to do that. So I'm going to bring these guys over here. I see that they have about 4,000 troops. I don't think they want to fight us, though. I think our troops are significantly better than theirs. Okay, we had a daughter. That's fine. We can split off about half of the forces here and bring those in as reinforcement up over this way, just to guarantee that we win this. Perfect. In we go. And that'll be an easy battle for us. Absolutely a breeze. Fantastic. Next up, I'm going to send these guys here and these guys here, and we're going to start up some sieges. We're at 50% war score just from that battle, and that is really solid. So this will get Akan basically back into the fold. And then we can go after Guinea, which I think will end up giving us enough to form the empire. We need 34 counties. Yes, that will give us enough. We are not going to get that from Akan. Akan has 21 counties, if I counted correctly. But it should get us very, very close. Okay, so our queen is pregnant again. That is fine. Do we want 90 gold here, or do we want cultural acceptance? I guess cultural acceptance is probably the best thing here. So that'll be okay. I'm going to move these guys over here. Perfect. We're just grouping these together so that they can't do anything. There we go. And these sieges are nicely underway. Are you personally leading this? Who's the war leader? Female war leader, so probably not personally leading it. Correct. Okay. That seems absolutely fine. These guys are fighting each other, which is hilarious. We have 6 months left on that siege, 4 months on this one. Now, we're currently out of prestige, which is not necessarily great. What that ends up meaning is that our men-at-arms are not getting reinforced, right? It's not necessarily shocking, but it's also not great. Sure, we'll help you with that. So we're at 62% war score right now. And I want these guys to come fight here. This will get us some prestige, which we could obviously use. So that looks good. Next up would be these lads. So this siege is going to finish. There we go. That's a stack wipe. And I'm going to move up here. I'm going to split this force in half. They're going to walk here. Perfect. So we're walking up to take these guys over. May you grow to be strong and wise, my daughter. Indeed. Apparently we are having nothing but daughters. That is fine, of course, but slightly odd. So we're going to want to walk up over here. This is going to be done in 19 days. We can arrive here in 19 days. Okay. I was hoping that this siege would not finish up before we got there. Unfortunately, it did. I really, really want to fight this force. Very badly. Unfortunately, they're running away too quickly. We can't get there. That makes me very, very sad. We could maybe get here. I'm keeping an eye on these guys. For the moment, it's okay. Let's let this siege finish, group these guys together, and then come fight here. I think that's the plan. This siege will continue. I do know that this is ongoing, but I absolutely want the prestige from fighting down here. So we're going to fight these guys first. Beautiful. No problem there. And we eliminate them and stack wipe them before they show up. So that's for 356 prestige. Now these guys are attacking us. And that ends up netting us an additional 533 prestige. Beautiful. I expect this war to end as soon as this siege is over. That said, these guys are slightly ahead, which is not ideal. Maybe we get there with a good siege event. Nope, we do not. So that means that, unfortunately, we were 2 days shy of ending this war right there. I need you to head up over here. We're not going to get any more battle war score here, unfortunately, but we can stack wipe this for some fame. That'll be fine. So fame and devotion, that's absolutely okay. Let's get this siege completed. It should go pretty quick because the garrison only has 42 people in it. So there's that. Yeah, it'll be about 50 days. No big deal here. We have a learning perk available, and we should probably grab scholarly circles. Our level of devotion is not terrible, so that'll boost up our learning a decent amount, which is currently 23. So our learning is definitely going to be boosting up our technology. We'll have barracks in about 4 years here. And looks like we went for mustering grounds for our exposure. That's okay. That's not bad at all, actually. We kind of like that. So we'll enforce these demands and disband our troops, and now a Khan is back in the fold. That's fantastic. With that done, I want to check in on the spouse situation. Ooh, skill 23. Done. Make her our primary spouse. And boom, 7 of 7 domain. That's what we want to see. Excellent. Next up, of course, we do need to be continuing to increase control in these counties. Laraba's only at 39, and Buaki is at 77. Boron is at 20. Waradugu is maxed, as are these three. So that all looks good. Kong North is now at 15 development. I want to take a quick look at the status of development in this area. So Walata is still at 11. Kong North is definitely the most developed in this area. So that's looking good. Our development down over this way, it is spreading from Kong North, but not very quickly. So if we look at, say, this development, it's going up by 1.5 monthly, but it's going to take some time for this development to spread. The primary reason why we're working up our development right now is as a very long-term investment. A very, very long-term investment. And also to improve our tech. Our tech absolutely needs to be improved. Oh, look at this. Our average development has gone up enough to increase our base progress by an additional 0.02. So it's now 0.1 from our average development, or a 1/3 increase from the base progress. That is definitely going up, and by a decent amount. I like it. That's very solid. So there's a 56% chance to gain 0.4 progress each month, and our fascination is quite powerful at 51%. That's really good. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to go after Guinea, and we are going to do a kingdom invasion, almost certainly there. We'll see what claims we have available, but almost certainly it's going to end up being a kingdom invasion. We're going to get all but this, which we will have as ours de jure. Once we have this, that will get us the Empire title of Guinea back, and we'll be able to conquer this area much more quickly. The Empire of Guinea being dissolved was very sad, but we'll get back there relatively swiftly. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kintogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.